There's a conversation around whether or not Drake has a classic album. Some believe that Take Care and Nothing Was the Same are classics, but others feel that he doesn't have a classic album. That definitive, unequivocal classic album seems elusive for Drake. To his credit, his versatility is rare. Who is the last artist that is often compared to Michael Jackson and Jay-Z? As Drake states on Summer 16, I used to want to be on Rockefeller, but then I turned into Jay. He also says on You Only Live Twice, not sure if you know, but I'm actually Michael Jackson. This same versatility may work against him at times, because his fan base consists of many different demographics. You have the crowd that are diehard Drake fans and like most of his music, but at the same time, you have the group that likes rapper Drake, and you have the group that likes pop star singing Drake. Making a project that will appeal to all of these fans is quite the challenge. It's been said by some that since Scorpion, the music seems different. His output in the last few years has been abundant, which harkens back to the output we've seen in the past with other rappers in terms of frequency, including Weezy's mixtape run in the late 2000s, Jay-Z's album run in the late 90s to the early 2000s, and Future's mixtape run in the 2010s. The quality of Drake's recent projects has been polarizing for listeners. In contrast to the excessive output of projects, there has also been the rapper hiatus that occurs from time to time. We've seen this with Kendrick dropping Damn in 2017, followed by Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers in 2022, which people were excited to hear. Jay-Z is another example, where he dropped Magna Carta Holy Grail in 2013, and 4 years later dropped 444, which is widely considered to be one of his best albums. A hiatus can build buzz, hype, and anticipation for a project. This brings me to my next point. What if Drake had waited 4 to 5 years after his 2018 Scorpion drop to release his next album? Many have argued that the quality has dipped, but there has been many standout songs since Scorpion from Drake. Now, if he had chosen to put the best songs from 2018 to 2023 on one album, would that have made for a definitive classic? This scenario is worth exploring. Here's a list of the projects he released from 2020 to 2023. Dark Lane Demo Tapes, Scary Hours 2, Certified Lover Boy, Honestly Nevermind, Her Loss, and For All the Dogs. I will put together a Drake album taking tracks from those projects, singles, and leaks from the 2020 to 2023 time period. Perhaps it could be called Certified for All the Dogs. On this album, the opening track is the intro song from Certified Lover Boy, Champagne Poetry, followed by Lucky Lefty, which leaked in 2021. Track 3 is What's Next off of Scary Hours 2, which debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 when it released. Next is First Person featuring J. Cole off of For All the Dogs, which also debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 when it released. Followed by that is Laugh Now, Cry Later featuring Lil Durk, which was a single that released in 2020. Next is the opening track from Dark Lane Demo Tapes, Deep Pockets. After that is the unreleased version of Lotta 42. The song is similar to Love All on Certified Lover Boy. Next is Hours in Silence, a standout track from Her Loss featuring 21 Savage. After that is Lie to Me, which leaked in 2020. Up next is Middle of the Ocean from Her Loss, which has a ton of quotables. After that is Jimmy Cooks featuring 21 Savage from Honestly Nevermind. Next off Scary Hours 2 is Lemon Pepper Freestyle featuring Rick Ross. Drake and Ross deliver on this one, as they typically do when they link up. And the outro track is Liability from Honestly Nevermind. So what exactly makes this album a classic? On this record, Drake is rapping at a really high level when you hear tracks like Champagne Poetry, Deep Pockets, Middle of the Ocean, and Jimmy Cooks. It also does not have any skips on the record. Quality tracks from start to finish. Personally, my favorite Drake album is Nothing Was the Same. I think if he had released this hypothetical album I labeled Certified for All the Dogs, it's immediately in the conversation for top Drake album. When people think of classic rap albums, some that come to mind are Illmatic and Reasonable Doubt. Drake's sound doesn't completely overlap with music from the 90s, partly because hip-hop itself has changed. I try to look at this hypothetical album through the lens of how hip-hop has evolved. Let me know your thoughts. Did I miss some tracks? Are there any songs on this that you think shouldn't have been included? I can't play the records for copyright reasons, but try compiling the album in this order. It flows pretty good.